I'm Mikko Hirvonen. This is Jyväskylä. Welcome to Rally Finland, best rally in the world.
Mikko Hirvonen might be biased, but he's got a point. Finland's the spiritual home of rallying, the Grand Prix on gravel, the rally of 1,000 lakes. Call it what you like, the fast, furious, undulating forest roads are sure to guarantee a sensational show. Coming up, all roads lead to Jyväskylä. Mikko Hirvonen making the most of being back in his hometown.
You see lots of people and friends in the bar and in town as well when you walk around, so it's always really nice to be back here.
Catching them early, World Rally stars take time out to offer road safety lessons to the young generation.
I used to have exactly a car like this when I was 4 years old, and it was so important for me, so I enjoy this ride.
And swapping gravel for tarmac, we'll enjoy a blast of kart action. The competitive edge is never far away.
We're all rivals during the rally, and now we have some fun together, so it's great.
All that and the roughest, toughest roller coaster ride of them all. Hold on tight.
Some jumps are okay, and some jumps you just see the sky and you just praying, get down as soon as possible and stay on the road.
They're very difficult, very challenging stages. There's so many places to get it wrong that's one of the reasons why it puts fear into people like me.
Rallying is the national sport in Finland, but one man is out to spoil the party. Sebastian Loeb has won here twice, the only non-Scandinavian to manage that feat. The 8-time world champion ranks it as one of his finest achievements.
It already felt good when I won it for the first time, because that was really a goal to try to win one time in Finland. Last year it was another opportunity, so I took it and I won again, but we'll see. It's a rally where I know I'm competitive, but it's really tricky.
Well, twice I crashed, so I'm sure without that, he wouldn't win this rally, so let's try to, set the record straight this year.
A third Finnish victory would be a devastating blow for Loeb's rivals. The Frenchman already holds a 38-point lead in the drivers' standings. A first win in Citroën colours for Hirvonen would see him right back in the title chase. After 3 consecutive 1-2 finishes for the French team in the Manufacturers' Championship, the onus is still on Ford to fight back. They trail by 93 points. Making a welcome return to Finland, Aussie Chris Atkinson, who gets behind the wheel of Nasser Al-Attiyah's DS3, while the Qatari driver was busy claiming a bronze medal in skeet shooting at the London Olympics.
It's tough to come back after 4 years away from this place. The speeds are so high and the stage is so unique that it takes some time to get up to speed.
Welcome to Finland!
The Neste Oil Rally Finland is as ever based in the university town of Jyväskylä, with 303 kilometres of flat-out forest stages ahead. Alongside the picturesque Paljana Lake and right in the heart of the country's famous lakeland, it's a breathtaking backdrop for the speed fest ahead. The 4.5-kilometre Ruimäki stage would decide the potentially critical road positions for the opening day. Littered with flat-out crests, it was a mouth-watering taste of things to come. Jerry Neuville, in his first attempt at Rally Finland, had already discovered how easily these roads can catch you out with a high-speed spin during the shakedown run. Into qualifying though, and frustratingly for the local boys, it was Loeb who claimed the fastest time, half a second up on Ford's flying Finn, Jari-Matti Latvala. With the threat of rain a real possibility though, Loeb had a tough decision to make. As the winner of the qualifying stage, the Citroën star would choose his day 1 position first and opted to run 10th of the 17-strong WRC field.
If it's raining, it's better to be first on the road. If it's dry, it's better to be behind. So we chose in the middle because we expect some rain at some moments, but not always. So it was not easy to choose. And finally, everybody is doing nearly the same. So I chose 10.
Loeb hoping for dry weather then. If it does rain before the opening stages, then local expert Sebastian Lindholm could find himself with an advantage as the first car on the road. His compatriots Rico Tarko, Matti Rantanen and Jari Ketamar also interestingly opting to run early. The other works drivers meanwhile chose to follow Loeb's lead, with Latvala, Hirvonen and Petter Solberg all running immediately behind the world champion. Chris Atkinson is the last of the WRC runners. But before the main action got underway, the drivers took time out to play their part in a WRC-backed road safety campaign for youngsters. Hugely popular with local children, and well supported by the WRC stars.
I think it's a good idea to learn them in younger age, and I have kids by myself, so I'm used to it. This is very important to wear the helmet, so always remember that.
Road safety is obviously very important, and let's try and educate that while they're young is, I think, a very good idea.
I used to have exactly car like this when I was 4 years old, and it was so important for me. So unfortunately I'm a little bit too big for it, but I enjoy this ride.
So really important is always to put the seat belt and to be very well seated on the car. And now we will make some laps and try to see if everything is okay.
For sure it is important because we want to get things as safe as possible, and the education when you start it when the children are young, then it will carry on when they are adults. Then you learn things.
Well, for the grown-ups, there are just under 30 kilometres to come on the opening evening, and a fascinating fight in prospect between the world's finest rally drivers in the greatest arena of them all. Ken Block has finally made it to Finland's spectacular forest roads, and he has quickly discovered how tough they are. The Americans somehow hauling the car back on the road. A wild moment for Block. Let's take another look. Got his lines all wrong, off into the ditch. Just about manages to keep the power down and drags the Fiesta out. It is a massive weekend for local star Latvala. After what's been a miserable season so far for the Ford man, a second victory on home turf would be a welcome respite. Incredible commitment is required on these blisteringly quick roads, but after a year of mishaps and mayhem, it is an understandably cautious getaway from Jari. But it really doesn't look like it here.
I wasn't confident enough in the middle of the stage. I just wanted to feel the grip, and it took too long time to get the relaxed feeling. That's why I lost time.
Petter Solberg has taken on Finland's fearsome roads 13 times before, so knows a thing or two about tackling the famous jumps and foot-to-the-floor straights. It's a strong start for the former world champion with the second best time in Kukenmaa. Thierry Neuville has made a habit of shocking the established order with his natural speed on his debut season. Despite that scary off in shakedown, Thierry sets a stunning third best time on his first Finnish stage. It's terrific to see Chris Atkinson back in action for the second time in 2012. The Australian is, of course, driving the DS3 for the first time, and the former Subaru star has wasted little time shaking off the cobwebs. He's just 4.6 seconds off the fastest pace in the opening test. The quickest of all, though, on this first evening is once again that man Sebastian Loeb. Incredible stuff here from the most successful driver of all time. The key to Rally Finland is bravery, but also precision and car control, which Loeb, of course, has by the bucket load. The sunset in the distance, not proving a distraction. He is the man to beat in the early exchanges.
I couldn't go faster than this one for sure. It was a very, very good stage. Flat out everywhere, really on the limit. The notes were good, the car too, so no mistake at all, big push, so I'm happy with the stage I've done.
Loeb's teammate Mikko Hirvonen, though, will not be happy to see the Frenchman dictate the pace in his own backyard. Jyväskylä's favourite son was only 6th quickest on stage 1, but is upping the pace in Manila. It's a bit of a wild ride at times, but it's certainly been effective. Mikko storms up from 5th to 2nd in one stage.
Yeah, I was a couple of times more on the ditch than I was on the road in this stage. I was really hanging, far away in the ditch, so I lost a share time over there, but okay, we are a little bit behind now, but we'll see tomorrow.
Well, as ever, Hirvonen loving every minute of attacking the blisteringly quick roads of his homeland, as is Ford privateer Mads Osberg, who returns after missing Rally New Zealand. It's a stunning turn of speed for the Norwegian in stage 3, beaten only by Loeb in here. Mads is moving up as well. WRC Academy entrant Fredrik Arlin, though, has discovered how quickly it can all go horribly wrong in Finland. This two-wheel drive one-make championship, the training ground for the stars of tomorrow, and the Swede certainly learning the hard way here in stage 3. Hundreds of fans around to ensure that both driver and co-driver are thankfully in one piece. It is a classic Finland mistake, a frightening moment, but well worth another look. Drifting wide at the left-hander, the Fiesta pitched into a terrifying series of rolls. As we reach the end of the first evening's action, Loeb's stunning start leaves him with an early lead of 7.3 seconds. Hirvonen and Latvala are locked together in joint second on the identical time. As ever in Finland, it's all very tight. Just over 9 seconds separate the top 6. So we're up and running in typically spectacular style here in Finland, with plenty more rough and tumble to come. Next, though, we calm things down a little in the company of local hero Mikko Hirvonen. Ever wondered what his favourite music is? We're about to find out. Please do not adjust your sets. This is double world champion Carlos Sainz back behind the wheel of a rally car. Why? All will be revealed very shortly. Back here in Finland, it's Friday, the start of an eventful day 2. First up, Ria and Jukka Jarvi, and with 2011 Finland winner Sebastian Loeb currently leading, the local boys will be fired up to respond. Citroen's record-breaking Frenchman set an incredible pace through the opening 3 stages. The championship leader doesn't necessarily need to win here, but having already beaten the Finns on home turf twice, he would dearly love to make it a hat-trick. Some classic jump-filled Finland action here, and Loeb's ferocious pace has continued. The pressure is on Jari-Matti Latvala to get Ford back in the hunt, but the Finns still can't quite match the 8-time champion.
It should not be this way. We should be a little bit ahead of him, but at least it was not so big difference now, so I don't know. But Loeb seems to be very, very strong. I'm very surprised how fast he's going at the moment.
So a concerned Finn in that Fiesta. Latvala's compatriot and former teammate Mikko Hirvonen, though, is beginning to make some progress. A change in his rear differential settings has the desired effect. Hirvonen claims his first stage win and starts chipping away at the Frenchman's advantage. Stage 5 sees a strong performance from Petter Solberg too, and he moves ahead of his teammate Latvala. Evgeny Novikov really wide here, but has moved up to 7 at the expense of Chris Atkinson. Pushing hard again, Thierry Neuville, his next target. Oh, he's lost the rear! Novikov's fraught relationship with this terrifying event continues. After losing almost 27 minutes in the stage, Novikov and co-driver Denis Girardet have somehow made it out, but there is some serious damage to that Ford Fiesta, limping their way back to the Jyväskylä service park. That is a big job ahead for the M Sport team mechanics.
It was a quite fast corner after the crest, and I remember it so quite well after the recce. And maybe the problem is that I knew it too well, and I tried to go too fast. It's a fast corner where you have to cut a bit, and I went into 6th gear there, too fast, put the car sideways, and it was maybe not enough, maybe half a meter at the exit of the corner. We touched the bank and rolled maybe 2 times, I don't know.
Within 40 minutes, the crack M Sport crew have the car looking like new again. Extraordinary. Up at the front, meanwhile, Loeb's lead is down to 4.4 seconds. Solberg's currently ahead of Latvala. Okay, time to calm things down for a minute in the company of the local hero.
Hello, I'm Mikko Hirvonen. We are now in Jyväskylä, in the city I grew up. I'm gonna show you the bar of my cousin. Come on. Morjesta. Morjesta. Sen menee. Ei. Everything is close. I don't need to travel anywhere. I know all the places. You know, I'm in front of all my friends. You know, in front of my family as well. So all the friends are really from here. So for sure, you get to know. You see lots of people and friends in the bar and in town as well when you walk around. So it's always really nice to be back here. Well, I have so much memories when I was a kid, doing, you know, watching Rally Finland and you know, staying overnight in the forest with my dad and going around the forest over here and you know, following my idols, Alain and Vatanen. So you grow up into it. I started really young. I mean, my home was just next to the lake. So my father used to do small rallies here in Finland. So we always had our own ice track in the lake. And since I was 5, I've been driving around the lake with my dad and with my friends, and I just really grew into it. And it was a small village, so there was nothing else to do. So we just had our cars and we were playing in the lake and having fun. So yeah, from a really young age, I got into it and always followed rallying all the time. I like all kind of rock. So from AC/DC, you know that never lets you down. But all kind of rock music.
Mikko's fans come here and they always tell me, when you see Mikko, can we have a cap or something with his autograph in it? And when Mikko comes here, of course he can give some autographs and talks to people. He's the same boy that he was in 5 years old. Haven't changed a bit.
You know, I'm from a small village. I'm kind of a country boy, so I really like to have a space around, be a bit quiet and, you know, maybe a little bit, not really away from the people, but just with close friends. I really don't want to get into a TV or into the papers. That's not really my thing. And okay, it's part of the job, but I like to be quiet and really enjoy time with the close friends. And this is how we're going to celebrate on Saturday night. Cheers.
There is no celebrating just yet for Mikko, who still trails his teammate Sebastian Loeb by 4.4 seconds, and there's no respite with a loop of 3 stages swiftly following. Hirvonen's compatriot Matti Rantanen finished 5th on his home event 3 years ago, but on his first drive in the Ford Fiesta he's taken some time to find his optimum setup. He's in the points though in 10th. One position ahead on the leaderboard is yet another local boy, Jari Ketamar, a former Finnish national champion. Jari is the only WRC driver using DMAC tyres this weekend. Tanak's manager Marco Martin proved Estonia have a proven pedigree in Finland's lakeside roads. The memorable win here back in 2003. Martin's young charge is in 7th place. Up at the sharp end, meanwhile, Jari-Matti Latvala will hope a few setup tweaks in service have the desired effect. With the Fiesta bottoming out occasionally, though, we may actually have the car's suspension set slightly too low. He still can't match the Citroens, but is beginning to pile the pressure on his teammate. Petter Solberg is getting his fair share of support, with plenty of Norwegians making the short trip over to Finland. The 2003 world champion begins stage 6 just 1/10 of a second ahead of Latvala, but with his Finnish teammate beginning to show some impressive speed, the pace is too hot to handle and Solberg slips back down to 4th. Thierry Neuville taking some risky lines, the Belgian youngster living life on the edge, although he's still in 6th. Up at the front, meanwhile, what a drive we have seen from Sebastian Loeb. The Citroen star once again proving why he is an 8-time world champion, beating the Finns in their own forests. But in some of the more blisteringly quick sections, he is slightly slower in the splits compared to his teammate. Hirvonen claims another fastest time in the flat-out stage 6, closing up to within 4 seconds of the leader. With the run through Pal Sankila more tight and technical than the previous test, though, it seems to suit Loeb better. The advantage is once again conceded to Seb, but this battle between the two Citroens is still very much nip and tuck.
Yeah, like this one was more technical, so we lost a little bit of time now, but luckily most of the stages are really fast, so hopefully I don't need to worry about it.
Mikko relishing this battle on the roads of his homeland against the most successful driver ever to compete in the WRC. Next up, the 23 kilometres of Lankamar. The rally leader has stretched his advantage to 6.2 seconds. Loeb knows he has the speed to win this spectacular event, and this is building into a thrilling fight between the Frenchman and the Finn. There could be a problem here for the world champion, though. He's only dropped a small amount of time, but Seb is only 4th fastest.
I have a problem with the rear diff since the stage before. I overheated it in the stage before. We lost all the oil, and now the handling of the car is really strange. It's like we are completely locked on the rear and the car is sliding everywhere. So happy to be at the end because I was not sure to finish the stage when we started, and so yeah, we lose a bit of time, but we are here, and I think we can go to the service, so it's not so bad.
A differential issue for the rally leader then. Chris Atkinson, meanwhile, will be more than satisfied with his return to action on his first visit to the flat-out Finnish crests for 4 years. The Australian is currently 8th.
39 right long opens, 40 right to middle crest into 9 left long, 38 right crest long up.
Oh, but that's a big mistake for Chris. He completely misjudged that corner. Running straight off into the trees, a terrifying moment for Chris and co-driver Stefan Prevost. They have plummeted down the leaderboard.
No one's fault but mine. I misheard a note and turned right on a crest instead of left. And so stupid.
Well, let's get you up to speed after what's been a relentless afternoon. Loeb's still out front, but only by 5 seconds after that small delay. Hirvonen second and Latvala still third, with Solberg just under 18 seconds off the lead after stage 8. No Atkinson on that leaderboard, of course. The man he's sitting in for here, Nasser Al-Attiyah, missing on Olympic duty and picking up a bronze medal for Qatar in the skeet shooting at London 2012, which just had to be celebrated by his fellow rally stars, of course. Sébastien Ogier and co-driver Julien Ingrassia trying out a spot of target practice themselves. No prizes here, lads, but plenty of admiration for Nasser's medal-winning feat in London. Sort of.
It's quite good. We expected better than him. For him, sorry, we expected a gold medal, but no, it's really nice. I'm happy that he got a medal.
On a more serious note, Ogier has been in Spain, putting the VW Polo through its paces and a Volkswagen's entry into the WRC next year.
It's really interesting. It's a lot of responsibility for me and for the team, but it's a really exciting challenge, and now for sure I'm waiting more and more for the race and check maybe where we are, if we are performant, and we know that already the car is quite reliable, but we need also now to know if you are really performant or not.
And Seb getting some high quality advice in the shape of double World Rally champion Carlos Sainz, test driver par excellence.
I will try to help as much as possible the team, give my opinion about the car. You know, in life, I don't know how many thousands and thousands of kilometers I've been doing in roads like that and testing rally cars. So hopefully I can do a good job and help the team.
The excitement is certainly building ahead of VW's long-awaited arrival. Still to come, more thrills and spills from a grueling Rally Finland. And some of the sport's younger stars take time out from the ferocious Finnish forests for a more light-hearted competition. We'll be right back. The fans are ready, the drivers are ready. It's time to get straight back to the action at the Neste Oil Rally Finland, with 4 more stages still to run on the second day. Some fans supporting as only a Finn could. Ever the crowd pleaser, Ken Block is loving every minute of his first taste of the Finnish forests. The American is showing impressive pace too at times, edging ever closer to the point-scoring places. Finland, as ever, serving up some incredible gravity-defying action, and there are few who can match Mikko Hirvonen for commitment over his homeland's famous jumps. It's advantage Mikko again in stage 9 as the fight at the front continues to ebb and flow. Hirvonen now just 3.3 seconds behind the leader. Loeb, though, is still in stage-winning form. Every time Hirvonen makes some inroads, the world champion responds in kind. With the kilometres running out on leg 1, he seems to have just enough in reserve to keep his teammate at arm's length. Thierry Neuville has been fast, if a little untidy at times, on his first attempt at Rally Finland, but he's fought to hold on to 6th place. Oh, but that is a spectacular exit for the Belgian.
Ah, Nicolas, ça c'était pas bon. Quoi? T'étais un peu trop tard.
Game over for Neuville and co-driver Nicolas Gisol, who are thankfully uninjured after that big accident. Clearly, though, they will be going no further on this opening leg. Petter Solberg, meanwhile, has finished with a flourish on leg 1. Like his teammate Latvala, all the setup tweaks attempted had so far failed to get them back on terms with the Citroens, but that's a stage win in the final forest test.
I had a problem with the gear lever, so I really struggled in the last 5-6 Ks. So I think we could have gone even faster, but I really had a problem, you know, so we will see what we can do.
Solberg remains in 4th despite that stage win, but he's now just 1.1 seconds off his teammate Latvala. Up front, the gap between the two work Citroens is now exactly 5 seconds at the end of the day. Let's just take a moment to revel in the stunning scenery here in Finland. Land of 1,000 lakes, a picture postcard backdrop for World Rally's Blue Ribbon event. One man very much at home here, Norwegian Petter Solberg, combining work with pleasure, bringing wife Pernilla and son Oliver along for a family holiday.
Chief Joseph is called. We have been around on different places, but obviously we have been to Ranta, Hippie. I don't know. I will get back to you with the name, you know. But obviously a very nice place. We have been fishing. We have tried to do like a normal family, do fishing and jet skiing and canoeing, karaoke.
Karaoke?
Yeah.
I didn't realise.
I was singing YMCA, yeah.
Got there in the end. Well, let's see who'll be calling the tune as Rally Finland reaches the 3rd and final decisive day. And a crucial series of Finland's finest roads lie ahead. It's a fascinating contest in prospect. With some parts of the route not run in this direction since 1999, this will be a step into the unknown for most of the crews, including Evgeny Novikov, back up and running after yesterday's big off. The Russians' veteran co-driver Denis Giroudet, though, will certainly have experience of these roads. Giroudet famously claimed victory here in '93 alongside Finnish legend Juha Kankkunen, but it appears they've lost a bit of concentration here. Evgeny taking the completely wrong turn. Thierry Neuville has had to restart after he crashed out of 6th place on the penultimate stage of day 2. The Belgian youngster has really impressed with his natural pace on his first attempt at this terrifying event. The rest of the rally will be used to build up valuable experience of these forest roads. Petter Solberg's target, meanwhile, will be to cling to the coattails of his young teammate Latvala. The Norwegian starts the final day just 1.1 seconds behind, but he seems to be struggling a little with the balance of the car this morning. And this could affect his time in here.
People right over big crest, 150. 6 left long, tight a little, half long.
We tried a little bit with the setup, but it's we don't get what we want. So we will change the setup now.
Back to the fight at the front though, and Hirvonen begins the morning just 5 seconds adrift of the rally leader. There are some tricky narrow sections to negotiate here as well as the quick stuff. Oh, and a bit of a slide from Mikko. He just seemed to clip something there. No serious damage, but it's cost him a couple of seconds.
Early in the stage, maybe 2 kilometers in the end. From the start I went wide and hit the rock with the rear left, so I had a puncture. I did the whole stage with empty tires, so yeah, it just slows you down a little bit.
A small setback for Hirvonen then. This could be the moment for world champion Sebastian Loeb to strike a big blow. And the Frenchman seems to sense his opportunity, utterly focused on the road ahead, and the pace notes rattled off by Daniel Elena. Loeb is tearing through the forest. It's another stage win. His lead is stretched to 8.9 seconds.
We've done a good time. I'm a little bit surprised because I didn't think my advantage will be so big at the end, but finally 4 seconds is a very good stage.
Next up is Leah Stu, a very different challenge, longer at 22 kilometres, and is actually one of the rougher stages of the whole event. Here's Ken Block now, and oh, that was a heavy landing. He's out of shape, and that's a big off for the Monster World Rally team driver. Spectators immediately on hand to attempt to help the car back on the road, but that front right suspension looks seriously damaged.
Just landed hard off the jump up here and broke the control arm or the connector of the control arm to the car. So we spun out here and didn't think anything of it, didn't know something was broken. So we tried to whip around and continue. Fans helped us skid. We were a little stuck on the side of the road, but when we discovered that the control arm was broken, we just been trying to repair it. We've used a couple tie downs to hold it in, and we'll see if we can get back to service. I'm out of 10th place, which really sucks.
Heartbreak for Block, but Mads Osberg starts the final day in 5th position, just over 25 seconds behind his compatriot Petter Solberg. Again at times this weekend, the young Norwegian has set some impressive times. For Jari-Matti Latvala though, his home event has been a frustrating experience in 2012. The Finn and Fiesta package on its day is one of the quickest outfits in the sport. But for some reason, it just hasn't happened for Jari. He's certainly still trying, but remains in 3rd place. Sebastian Loeb, though, is still the main man. The championship leader is beaten by Hirvonen in stage 14, but only drops 1.5 seconds. Loeb has taken flight and is edging closer and closer to an incredible 3rd finish win. After stage 14, Loeb's lead stands at 7.4 seconds from Hirvonen, with Latvala now in a comfortable 3rd after pulling away from Solberg slightly. Mads Osberg and Oit Tanak round off the top 6. Time for another swift gear change. Well, full vehicle change to be precise, as we bring you the unofficial WRC Finland Young Guns Karting Challenge. Young Guns, that is, plus Martin Prokop. Gentlemen, start your engines.
It's really fun and really light to drive. Michael's ice, you know, it's very slippy.
Can you use your knowledge of rally here?
No, I don't think so. Different systems.
Have you seen the results?
I don't want to see it. Yeah, I think the lighter guys are a bit better. I can saw it on the race. So yeah, the lighter guys are quite faster.
something new for us, I guess. I think rally driving is all about having a compromise with your co-driver. Now you're alone in the kart and driving, not alone on the track. But it's nice, you know, you're all rivals during the rally, and now you have some fun together, so it's great.
I enjoyed myself. I spent a lot of my childhood racing go-karts, so it was nice to come back and do something fun again with my friends here. So yeah, it was good fun. I really enjoyed it.
For a co-driver, I was not so bad. I finished third, so less than a second than the best driver. So I'm quite happy. So maybe next time I'm going to be the driver.
Back to the significantly more heavyweight challenge of the WRC and the middle two stages of day 3 Saturday. Mikko Hirvonen blasts into stage 15. The Finn desperately trying to reel in his teammate ahead of him. It's another undulating, flowing stage, and you can see how much commitment you need to take victory on Finland's roads. But Mikko, again, can't make up any significant ground on Loeb. There's a bit of rain around as well, which is only going to add to the challenge.
No, it's any second what I can take now is definitely good for me, so we'll see, but there's still 3 stages to go, so I'm going to try.
Not for the first time, Mads Osberg is the best of the rest behind the works teams. The Norwegian once again putting in a fine performance in 5th.
36 minus 90 venstre ved kurven 30.
Oh, but that does not sound good. It was a heavy landing, and I think that's broken the prop shaft mounts. Mads on front-wheel drive only now, and that's going to cost him his 5th place to Oit Tanak. Leading factory Ford, Jari-Matti Latvala has been seemingly unable to do anything about the speed of the Citroens ahead of him. For now, 3rd looks like the best he can do.
20 yli nypyn. Sen 3 yli nypyn jatkuu oikein 3 kirraa pidä. Heti nyppy keskeltä. Jatkuu vasen 2 miinus. 20 oikein 2 yli pikku nypyn. Heti vasen 3 pitkä yli nypyn.
Breathtaking speed, but it's certainly not what the precociously talented Finn was expecting this weekend. The Ford star, though, will keep on attacking to keep the pressure on the Citroens. Jari-Matti is fastest through here, at least. It's the mastery of this man and his mighty machine, though, which is proving to be the unbeatable combination this weekend.
150 mètres, boss 6++, pour que 140++ Milon.
Sebastian Loeb continues to lead the charge through Finland's forest from his teammate Mikko Hirvonen. Sebastian once again beating the Finns at their own game.
Droite en plus rasée, et long gauche ferme 130 moins long corps. Légère. Et droite 140 court pas corde ouvre.
Again, wonderful shots from our helicopter here as Seb sets the joint fastest time with Latvala. And Loeb's lead now stands at 9.4 seconds.
200 mètres, 0,9 sur Peter. Long ciel pour l'arbre droite, gauche 140 Milon. Ciel pour l'arbre droite.
Behind the leading pair, Latvala and Solberg look comfortable in 3rd and 4th, while Tanak has passed Osberg to claim 5th after the Norwegian's broken prop shaft. Loeb on course for an unprecedented Finland hat-trick, but a massive test lies in wait. The mighty on Empoyer stage is back.
It's fantastic. That's always kind of reminds me why I really love driving and going flat out. And for me, the best feeling is when you're flying sideways in the air. It's nothing beats that.
The climax to a thrilling Neste Oil Rally Finland coming right up, but already celebrating Elfyn Evans completing back-to-back victories in the WRC Academy alongside co-driver Phil Pugh. Evans winning in his Ford Fiesta R2 ahead of Sweden's Pontus Tideman, who was quickest through all today's stages, but unable to overhaul the Brit. 3rd Aussie Brendan Reeves, holding off close rival Timo van der Merwe. Evans' victory sees him go top of that championship table ahead of round 4 next time out in Germany. Okay, sit tight, brace yourselves, it's back.
Welcome to Olympoja.
Yes, Finland's infamous, awesome, outstanding Olympoja stage returns after a 2-year absence.
Many drivers think it's one of the most difficult stages in the world and a little bit scary in places as well. You know, it's just going so fast through the trees and flying in the air, but I love it.
Olympoja is a fantastic stage. You know, we had the record there, and you talk about the feeling through a stage, that is the one that really puts you back in the seat and really, well, if you have a good rhythm, you really enjoy it. If you don't have a good rhythm there, it's an awful stage. But I love it.
It's not my favorite one, that's I can say, but for sure it's really impressive, really fast, big jumps, and even more difficult as the others, so it will be an interesting power stage, I think.
It will indeed. A breathtaking way to finish the rally then. 2 runs through. Olympoja's terrifying jumps and straights remain. And Hirvonen has 66 kilometres remaining to make up 9.4 seconds. The first pass through this incredible stretch of road is just moments away. Yevgeny Novikov has never quite got to grips with Finland's jumps and crests. The young Russian has no fear of attacking these daunting stages, but more often than not he seemed to get carried away with the occasion. Despite that big off earlier in the event, this time at least he is on course to make it to the finish line and gives us an early glimpse of this breathtaking tree-lined road. Riku Tarko is running in 14th in his privately entered Mini, but he is Olympoja's first victim. Boy, Tanak showing terrific commitment over one of this iconic stage's famous jumps, as is Mads Osberg, who lost his position to Tanak due to that broken prop shaft in the previous test. The Norwegian is determined to set the record straight. Osberg giving it everything here in the first pass through this incredible stage, and he does indeed surge back past Tanak to regain 5th. Mads looking amazingly calm as he regularly hits 200 kilometers an hour in the Fiesta RS. Fellow Norwegian Petter Solberg set the average speed record in this spectacular stage in 2004 of just over 130 kilometers an hour. The Ford man absolutely loves this place. It's on Olympoja's rich history, which adds to its appeal. Almost every corner has a story to tell. And Petter trying to add another special memory for the Finnish fans. What a jump that was. Definitely worth another look. Petter impressive as ever, but he remains in 4th with 1 stage remaining. These are classic undulating Finnish roads. Amazingly quick. And local star Mikko Hirvonen already has pedal to the metal. Everything he's tried so far, Loeb has had an answer for. He starts this penultimate test, 9.4 seconds down on the leader. It's a big ask, but as we've seen time and again in Olympoja, anything can and frequently does happen. Mikko pushes on for one last attack. Credit to the Citroën team for allowing their 2 drivers to fight on to the finish. They know how much this event means to their Finnish star, and also how dearly Loeb would love to claim an unprecedented 3rd win in Finland. The Finns may be proud of their home record, but the secret to their success has always been bravery and experience of these terrifying roads. Loeb has been here enough times to know when and where to push. Oh, and there is Tako's car off the road to the right. Loeb is slower than Hirvonen again in stage 17, but only by 2.2 seconds. Surely now, that is too little too late for Finland's finest to recover from. Loeb edging ever closer to another crushing victory. Well, that was quite some stage, and it was only the dress rehearsal. Now the main event. One more pass through Onimpoja's treacherous jumps for the longest power stage of the season so far. Fans loving the finale to this incredible event. Petter Solberg has looked well up for it on this last day. The power stage, of course, provides an opportunity to score bonus points for the top 3 finishers. And the Onimpoja record holder has got the hammer down.
Extra long, keep burying over crest into early 6 right plus over crest, opens over crest, extra long, keep in, into early 6 left plus half long, keep into crest, and 6 right.
It's another determined display from Petter, and he is the fastest through so far.
Okay.
Jari-Matti Latvala has been a forlorn figure over the last day or so. Getting plenty of support as ever, but try as he might, the 2010 Finland winner just couldn't match the pace of the Citroens. Absolutely thousands of his compatriots cheering him on. But Jari is playing it safe in the power stage. After what's been a torrid season so far for the talented Finn, a podium finish is not to be sniffed at. Well, the home fans are also, of course, willing this man on every step of the way. Mikko Hirvonen has just 33 kilometres left to make up 7.2 seconds. Not far from the flying finish now. Solberg's time in the power stage, 15:17.9. Yep, Mikko's done it. Hirvonen quickest through so far. An amazing average speed of 129.5 kilometres an hour as well. It's advantage Mikko in the power stage, but what can his teammate do? After another peerless display from Loeb, he surely won't make a mistake in this final stage. It has been a devastating run of results recently for the 8-time world champion, but an unprecedented third Finland win would really be the icing on the cake. Loeb would join a select list of 6 drivers to have won this spectacular event at least 3 times. The difference being, of course, that Markku Alén, Hannu Mikkola, Juha Kankkunen, Tommi Mäkinen and Marcus Gronholm are all Finns. Loeb can't match Mikko's time, but win number 73 is secured. Hirvonen takes the power stage win, but it's another 1-2 finish. Once again on the top step of the podium.
It's always really special to win Finland because it's an incredible rally, very fast. The Finnish drivers are nearly unbeatable, but I've done it a few times now, so it's yeah, for sure it's great to win here.
So there is confirmation of Sebastian Loeb's tight victory over Mikko Hirvonen for win number 3 on Finnish soil. Jari-Matti Latvala settles for 3rd with Petter Solberg 4th. The best of the rest, once again, Mads Osberg. After more than 303 kilometres, the Citroen pair were separated by just 6.1 seconds in what's been a fair fight here in Finland. The team obviously delighted with this weekend's outcome.
For the team, we did a great job. Everybody did a great job, and we saw that the car was working perfectly. And Nico also, he fight all the weekend. And since New Zealand, we see that he's very close to Seb, but it still is Seb.
A terrific job too from Mikko Hirvonen, but the wait goes on for his first win in Citroen colours. He gave it a good go, but couldn't regain Finnish pride. He may have some questions to answer back at his cousin's bar later.
Well, all right, for sure a little bit disappointed. I mean, of course, I really wanted to take my first win in my home rally, but nothing much I can say. Seb was 6 seconds faster, and you know, he took the win.
Over at Ford, Jari-Matti will be disappointed not to have been able to mount more of a challenge, but after a difficult season, at least he's on the podium.
We got some points, and at least it's easier to go for the next rally. It was a completely clear rally, no mistakes. Car was working absolutely all right all the time, so I haven't had those rallies so many for this year, so at least it's a bit better feeling to go for Germany.
So after round 8, Sebastian Loeb's championship chances look stronger than ever. He's now 43 points ahead of his teammate Hirvonen, with Petter Solberg securing 3rd and his compatriot Osberg 4th. While in the Manufacturers' Championship, that's fourth consecutive 1-2 finish for Citroën is making the outlook increasingly bleak for Ford. That gap just keeps on getting bigger. Sebastian Loeb and co-driver Daniel Elena spray the winner's champagne for the 73rd time in their glittering career, and it's the third time at Rally Finland. What a weekend it's been. Germany next, and that will strike fear into the hearts of the WRC's finest. Loeb has won there 8 times. Join us for all the action at Rally Deutschland in 3 weeks' time. For now, though, from Finland, it's goodbye.